Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.iamenough365.com.
Go through with PTSD also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something, because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab a microphone, did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic, I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I'm coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I rhyme. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take a turn. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough, but say, I am enough.
I am enough.
Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8C.
Say, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Y'all better say it. Come on now. Say, I am enough. I am. You know what? If you're not saying I am enough for yourself, then shame on you. Just shame, shame, shame on you. This is and welcome to the I Am Enough talk show where your dreams matter. It's me, Wanda D, the Motivational Queen, your accountability coach, helping you get it done. And today we are getting it done. We have some amazing, some phenomenal, some earth-shattering and world changers on the line today. That's all I want to say. And so what I need you to do is I need you to make sure you are liking and inviting and sharing this from wherever you're watching. And you may be on YouTube. Hey, share it to your other channels on YouTube. And you may be on Facebook. You might be on Twitch TV. Just share, tap the invite button, hit the like signal, send up smoke signals, whatever you need to do. But let everybody know that we're on. And it's going to be all the way live. I hear a song coming in my head, but I won't sing it right now. But some of you may know this. It's all the way live. Dun, dun, dun. It's all the way live. Dun, 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 dun. So see, that's just how my brain works. Things come in my head and I just got to get it out. And that's what these women are coming before you today to let you know all the stuff that they have gotten out and that they are getting out. They're working on some great stuff. So if you're, again, if you're watching from Facebook, please hit that share button. Please like, please tell everybody to come on in the room. As you join us, put down where you're tuning in from. Let us know what part of the country you're in. Let us know where you are in the world, and what you doing. Tell us what you're doing. If you have any business going out there that we need to know about, let us know, because we love to support you in all the great endeavors that you have going on. Now, in case you don't know, this is the Women Making History show. Yes. And I don't know, I think it's going to be like 10 parts to this show, because there are so many women making history. But for sake of time, we just have these three women that are coming before you today, like I said. So strap on your seatbelt and get your pen and pencil out, because they're going to be dropping some nuggets. And you just may want to take in all this good energy that's about to come before you. But before we do that, let me tell you who our sponsors are for today. One of our sponsors, our top sponsor for today, is the National Black Mastermind Group. And the Black Mastermind Group is a 501c3 organization that's their business model is under the business to business model. And what that means is they serve the business community, helping serve Black entrepreneurs and supporting the business community. Their design is to create strategies to start and stabilize and sustain and scale businesses in the Black entrepreneurial space. The Black Mastermind Group works collectively and collaboratively with organizations, community leaders, business coaches, trainers, educators, and business leaders throughout the United States. They also have a strong financial a financial literacy and business strategies that they share to help us, the Black entrepreneur, be more successful. So if you want to know more information about them, please visit the Black Mastermind Group, and you'll get all the information from them. And also, if you are interested in being a sponsor, you can send us an email at the I Am Enough Talk Show, and we'll be more than happy. And that's IamEnoughTalkShow@gmail.com. So we'll be more than enough. We'll be happy to get you on our platform to get your message out as well. So today, are y'all ready? Because I'm so excited. I am over the moon excited to bring you these three phenomenal women. The first woman that I'm going to bring up is no stranger to Atlanta community. She does a lot in the space of honoring and just showing such deep appreciation for people, the way that we handle our business as, and she makes no bones about it. She's supporting the Black person, helping them win, helping them stay encouraged. I'm talking about the one and only Dr. Angela Harris. Put your hands together for her. She is the founder of Black People United Global Network. I think I've had too much coffee today. I have had a lot of coffee, but charge it to my head and not my heart. Meet the one and the only Dr. Angela Harris.
Hey, everyone.
How you doing, Doc?
I am amazing. I'm amazing. Being a grandma today and, still trying to fit in the business part of it. So excuse me, I'm a little,
That's okay, because you know what I said? I said, I think I've had maybe a little bit too much coffee, or I'm just too excited. I don't know which one it is, but that's okay. What I'm going to do, Dr. Harris, is I am going to get out of your way for a short time, just to let you take about 3 or 5 minutes to introduce yourself further. And then I'm going to come back with a few questions for you. And of course, we're going to be joined by our other phenomenal women that are on the panel today. Okay?
Amazing. Hello, world. My name is Dr. Angela Harris. For those of you who don't know me, I am the founder of the Rebirth of the Black Nation, which is an accountability, responsibility, and action movement for Black people of all nationalities and religions and ways of life to come together to do what? First, there's 5 different things that we focused on. A lot of people focus on the community, which I'm also an activist. However, we have to get to the roots of our issues, and the roots of our issues starts with what? Self-love. We focus on rebirth and self-love, self-determination, just self-development all in one. And then from there, we also focus on the rebirth of our Black families, which automatically heals our communities. And then our Black businesses then can be set up in our communities, which also promotes our financial freedom. Black People United Global Network is our network. In that network, we have several different entities that enhance the rebirth of the Black nation, one of them being our media hub. So I also have a radio show called the Dr. Harris Live Show that is in my radio station, Black I Am Radio. We are getting ready to launch our television network shortly. It's been some time, but there's things that you have to get perfected before you put it out there. So we're getting ready to do some really amazing things. The other thing that we're working on right now is a school, the Principles of Blackness Cultural and Wellness Academy, which will focus on 3 major components in our curriculum. The first one is the 9 C's of Character, which I wrote myself. And the 9 C's of Character is 9 powerful C words. Just a few of them is character, consistency, confidence, courage, and the last one is cash. When you have developed your character, then that makes room for your gift, and your gift will cash you out, or your gift makes room for itself. And then we will be focusing on the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which also focuses on self-determination, but it also focuses on different things of community building, all of the things that keep us as a people powerful. And then it also ends with faith. Imani means faith, and we'll talk more about that later. Then we also will be teaching them herbal therapy through different sources of aquaponics, teaching them how to actually use healing herbs instead of using the pharmaceutical drugs from young ages, so that they don't get connected and hooked on these pharmaceutical drugs, as well as just developing them as a whole. A lot of them have different wants. They want to do different things. So we're going to actually cater to things, because one thing that I learned about children is that instead of you doing what you want them to do, you need to allow them to be who they are. So that's one of the other entities that we are working on right now. We're having a fundraiser for that, but we'll get more information about that later. And then I am the founder and executive producer of the Black I Am Awards, which has expanded all over the world. It's people demanding me to come to do the Black I Am Awards in their state. With the Black I Am Awards, we honor those who may not be honored in Hollywood, but deserved it a long time ago. We honor those who are doing things in the community. We honor those who are in the entertainment world. We honor a lot of different people that actually deserve honor. But one thing about our award show, it is not a voting show. We really do research on every person that we honor, and then we decide to honor them from there. We've also added branches to our Black I Am Awards. We have the Black I Am Fashion Awards, which will be actually done on Atlanta Fashion Week. We have the Black I Am Commentary Awards, which is honoring the comedians and the poets. And then we have the Black I Am Power Awards, which is all the other things that I named. We also have the Who's Who Black Love United Gala, where we honor our power couples, and then we honor our matriarch and patriarch couples, which are their couples that have been married for 25 years or more. Why do we do these things? We'll talk about that later, because it's very important for us to always recognize us. And with that being said, I am so grateful to be here today. We have a lot of other things that we're working on. Thank God for Coach Siku Obadiah, who is my executive director, and Sandy Pruitt and all of my other team. We have really been working, and now y'all going to see what we've been working with. So I'm excited about this.
And woo, you know what? Take a deep breath. Ashay, Queen, I am just floored, flabbergasted. There is no words for all of the things that you do and your commitment. You talked about the C's and the different ones and what they were for. I guess my first question to you is, how do you have the time to do all the things that you do? There's people that won't take one step because they feel like they don't have time. You've just embraced all of your gifts and your talents. How do you make time for that? What is some of your time management techniques?
Well, my time management technique is prayer. That's the only time management technique that I have, because there's not enough hours in a day, honestly. I have to pray and ask the Creator, what is it that I need to do today? Because I have so many things going on that has to take precedence over for everything to get done. The other time management is my team. Over time, the creator has allowed me to develop a very amazing team. One of the people have been there with me now for 3 years, Sandy Pruitt. Kudos to Sandy. I love her so much because when she came in, I didn't even know if I wanted to be, if I wanted her to be on my team, but she was so persistent and her heart is right. So I'm grateful for Sandy. I'm also grateful for my life coach, my business coach that God sent me, who is now our executive director over our nonprofit. We also have a 501c3 now, which is the Black People United Global Network Alliance. And within that alliance, Coach Siku Obadiah, who is not only an attorney, he's a life coach, he's a business coach, but he really focuses on personal development. And so he's been helping me to organize and develop and personally develop. Because I coach so many people behind the scenes, any good coach has to have a coach. Any good teacher has to have a teacher. So that's how I focus on, the day-to-day activities, by bringing great people in, because everything, even though I may have the vision, Wanda, it doesn't mean that everything is for me to do. And that's what I learned over time.
Great. We had a little technical difficulties. I was going to put a message in there, but it came back. So for our viewers, for our viewers watching, if we have, because I don't know, I was in a energy surge, so my internet is going in and out, so I just want to apologize in advance. But I did catch most of what you were saying about how do you have this time? And you talked about the team, and you talked about your coaching, and just that divine, I guess it's that just divine connection with the creator that allows you to do and move the way that you have been moving thus far. Now, when did you realize that you wanted to do all of these powerful things? Like when did you realize that, and what was the turning point in your life at that time?
Well, honestly, I didn't realize that I wanted to do anything, because there's days that I wake up like, Lord, like, where did this come? But back in 1999, for those who don't know, I've been through a lot in my life, but back in 1999, I was falsely accused of a crime, and I was sentenced to 17 years in prison. I went to prison for 3 years, day for day, and then I fought my own case against the state of Ohio, and I won. So I was released after 3 years. During that time was my healing time. That's when I learned who I was. That was the creator, because at 20, I had 5 children. At 24, I had my 6th child. So all of my issues that I had in my childhood, I never really got to deal with them. So the creator had to sit me down, because not only was I angry, but I had a homicidal tendency. I am how can I say it? There was generational curses that were sent my way through, my ancestors and stuff. One of them was murder suicide. My grandfather shot and killed my grandmother in front of my mom at 16 and then killed himself. And so some of, my family members, we struggle with these generational curses. I never wanted to hurt me, but anybody that hurt me, I wanted revenge. And so the creator had to sit me down. God had to sit me down and allow me to understand who I was and whose I was, and why he allowed me to go through all the things that I went through. And because of that, as I left the prison system, within a week, I answered my call to the ministry. I did my first message. It was called God Did It For Me, right before I was released. Didn't even know I was going to get released. I didn't even know they was going to call me back to court. But God did it for me. And that was God's way of telling me it's time to go. And so when I left and I went to answer my call to the ministry, I preached all over the world for 9 years on platforms that people wish to preach on. But I also seen all the things behind the scenes. And when God told me to come from among them, to get out the walls of incarceration, I've already released you. You don't need to be incarcerated in the walls, because you're a world changer. That's when things started clicking, that there was something else for me to do out here. And then from there, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in 2008. I came here with my entertainment company, Young Bucks Productions Entertainment Community, and which I created Young Bucks Productions from prison back in 1999. And when I was released in 2001, I ran with it. And so it was a lot of production stuff then. And that's when I was learning my voice. I didn't know that my voice was as powerful as it was. as a child, Wanda, I
Mhm.
used to think that I was crazy because I was spiritually gifted in church all the time, but had nobody to cultivate those gifts. So I struggled with even knowing if I was human or not. I didn't even really, I thought I was just so different that I secluded myself all the time with all of the other things that I went through. So I tell people I was 10 people in my mind at one time trying to figure out who I was. But when I learned, oh my goodness, when
Mhm.
I learned who God made me to be, I started walking in it and now I'm running in it. It took some time, but now is when everything is manifesting that I've been working on for a long time, because the end result is not about me. Every person that's born on this earth is not about you. You have assignments on this earth, and everything that you go through is for a reason, and it's to help somebody else.
Absolutely. You are dropping so many nuggets. You all, if y'all tuned in, watching anywhere, and if you have picked up any nuggets, I just need you to put a one in the comments. Put a one in the comments. When you have so many comments coming through, I just want to read one of them, and this was to you. Someone said, Janelle said that you set yourself free, that you are an amazing warrior. You are a true queen. That was a message from her.
Amen. Thank you, Janelle.
Yes. So, Dr. Harris, I'm gonna just slide you over for a second. We're gonna bring
Okay.
up our next guest, and then please, stay here because when we come back, we're gonna all get into this a little conversation about just truly what this discussion is about, and that is you are making history. So we want to know more about what we do out here in this world to add value. I am so honored to have you again. Like I said today, I thank God for you and everything that you do.
And I thank you for
But
having me. I got some
yes,
stuff for you coming up too, Wanda. We'll talk after the show, though.
all right, absolutely amazing. Guys, put a one down in the comments, like I said, if you have picked up anything, I mean, any golden nuggets that you picked up. And I see the ones coming through. So thank you so much for that. I'm not able to see everybody's name. I'm having a little tricky situations going on here with the Facebook, but don't worry, we'll get to you at a later time when we can see who you actually are. And like I said, please don't hesitate to drop your information down. If you are in business, you have a website, you want us to follow you on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, it doesn't matter. Drop that information down in the comment section of wherever you're watching. If shout out to if you're watching us on Twitch TV, thank you for that. And if you're also joining us from YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, so then every time we go live, you will be able to find out when we go live. Guys, I don't know, we kick the doors in, right? The show starts out hot and it just keeps getting hotter and it just doesn't stop, because this is what happens when women making history. This is what it looks like. You heard Dr. Harris' story. Please reach out to her. You can find her on Facebook, and of course, you can just Google her name, and a whole bunch of stuff will just come up. Whole bunch of good stuff that you can find out, and how that the impact that she has is really really paying off and it's making a difference. And I guess she had to go through all of those things to get to where she is today. So we just want to again thank her for joining us on the show today. My next guest that I'm going to bring up is another phenomenal, amazing, dynamic woman. When I tell y'all I am so full, I just want to sit back on the couch. I'm almost saying, you know what, this show is about to go like just off air, and we just about to kick our feet up, but I can't do that, right? Because we're in the middle. So but our next guest, I'm just gonna tell you a quick story. When I met her, I was at Instinct Radio, and she had called into the show, and she said, um, I'm coming up. I'm coming up. I'm right in your area. I'm coming to the show. And I was like, okay, and she was so, I guess what attracted me the most was her energy. it was her smile that came through on the phone as she called in, was just to say, hey, I'm in the area and I'm coming over. And her name is Nikki Purple. She is a real estate guru here in the Atlanta market. She's making great strides and a great difference. And she's a liberator. So, Queen, you have to tell them exactly what being a liberator means. And I just want to welcome you and thank you for coming to the show today. You all put your hands together for Miss Nikki Purple.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. I'm gonna make sure y'all can hear me. Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you, Queen,
Okay.
loud and
I,
clear.
I know we got people international in other countries, cities and states and zip codes. And first, before I start, I want to thank you, Wanda, first. Before I go in, I thank you for showing up and having this platform and continue to show up for other people. So I want to thank you first. So,
Absolutely. Queen, before you get started, let me just say this. I am going to definitely move out of your way and let you introduce yourself some more to the people, and then come back. So take about 3 to 5 minutes to do that, and then I'll come right back in. Okay.
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I want to say hello to every beautiful soul that's able to be with us here live and that's watching this, and also for the people who want to watch it later. My name is Nikki Purple. I get the question on every single interview, who are you? What are you? And it's a question that reminds me of when I grew up. We used to have the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I believe I started hearing this question when I was 5 years old. And it wasn't that I didn't have interest or didn't know what I wanted to do. It was that I had many interests. I have many passions. I know there's a lot of cliches out in the world, focus on one thing. I think it's jack of all trades, master of none. We have a lot of cliches that somebody else created from their opinions, their perspective, their thinking, their paradigm. So for me, my purpose in the world is to be that reflection, be that mirror. There are people who have several gifts. There are people who are multi talented. And there are people who have more than just one purpose. Okay. And I'll give you an example. I know Miss Wanda talked about my real estate, but I will say this and I'll share a little story. And this is not a story of victimhood, but it's a story that I actually went through, that I lived through. So while doing real estate, I went through many evictions, car repoed, utilities cut off, gas, electric, you name it. Many of things, went through a nasty divorce, all while doing real estate. And I remember when I was up under Caldwell Banker, my broker kept saying, Nikki, can you tone it down a little bit? Can you not do so much purple? Can you cover up your tattoos a little bit more? We love you. You always get the most awards. We'll do anything for you. We just need you to tone it down. And can you stay in a certain zip code? Can you not do houses all over Georgia? So I'm thinking wow, this is real estate. And they're telling me to focus on one area, focus on a certain zip code, area code, city. And in my head, the way I internalize things is anywhere there's a house, that's my area. If you have a house, that's my area. So I only share that story to say is the world of society tells us to narrow down, to niche down, narrow and niche down. I hear these two words a lot. But my niche is me. So when someone says, who are you? And they tell me, well, you're a published author. Yes, that's true. Les Brown endorsed my first book. You are a public speaker. Yes, that's true. You're right about that. You're an inspirational speaker. Yes, I am an inspirational speaker. So I am a diamond. I know we love diamonds, but I am a diamond because I have many sides, I have many different facets. And it depends on what side of me that you're dealing with. That's the side that is going to shine. So to everyone who might feel like, okay, well, I need to just not do this, but though I really, really love this, I want people to know that you define your own world. You define your own world. You manifest your own world. Like everything you are creating. So yes, I do have a lot of stories of extremities. Yes, I can talk about being gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, which is the biggest cold case. Yes, I do have being sexually molested when I was a kid. I have so many stories of extremities, and at one time in life, I was going to leave with those stories, but I had an epiphany, and I said, where am I going to take people? When we talk about our stories and we sit around a campfire and we share tissue, we share our stories and we cry and we shed some tears, where am I going to take these people to? Because it's very important that I remind people it's not for me to be your hero. I want you to be the hero in your story. I want you to be the hero in your story because it's your story. It's your journey, and the journey is an adventure. I promise you guys, the journey is the adventure. Miss Wanda talked about my smile. Half of my life, I wasn't able to smile because my teeth was destroyed from being gang raped, literally. Like if you had seen my smile, you would probably be like, "Wow, your smile is worse than a crackhead," literally. So at one point in my life, I could not smile, but I still kept smiling. So imagine no smile. My smile was a train wreck, but I still kept smiling. Okay. So, long story short, I won an award for making a difference, creating a garden at the Atlanta Mission Shelter, which is for our biggest shelter back in 2012. And I created that garden after my custom made car. I got repoed. So I was on the bus, garden tools and everything. I was on the bus. Nobody knew I was had got evicted. Nobody knew I was living in a hotel. And I created this garden because in my head it was more important that if I'm able to eat, I want everybody to be able to eat. Like this is United States of America. There should not be anyone who is hungry or thirsty. It just should not be like this. So I created this garden in 2012. I won this award. Dr. Bill Williams out of Gwinnett County. I won the award for strong character, making a difference, and also Mayor Reed have recognized me for making a difference in strong character. So a liberator is just someone who frees whatever it is, just freeing you from whatever is holding you back. But there's another layer beyond that because beyond that is really you. It's just you versus you. It's not the person, it's not the circumstance, not the situation. It's just you versus you.
I had to realize that was me. I was muted. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nikki, for sharing that. And also I just want to touch on a few things that you said in a couple interviews that I've seen, prior to you coming on today. But then one thing about is this box that people it's forever trying to put us in. What gives you the courage to not be in the box? Because so many people are in that box. So what gives you that courage to stay out of that box?
What gives me the courage, because for one, we are all custom made. There's nobody like you on planet Earth. So I'm custom made. I'm the original. I'm not a copy. I'm not a duplicate. And we're not made to fit into a box. Because if you tell me, what if I'm a violin maker and a real estate investor? Are you going to tell me that I can only be a real estate investor? Human beings are always in transition, they're always transforming. And because we're always transforming, you can't transform in the box.
Mm-hmm.
There's no room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what gives me the
Absolutely.
courage.
Absolutely. Where do you gain that courage from?
So I would say I gain the courage from every day. Like I'm not gonna say every day, I'm gonna say every second I practice in my own life. It's like a mad scientist taking my power back. I take
Mm-hmm.
accountability for every single thing, and I mean single. When my lights got cut off, I took accountability. When I that divorce, I took accountability. I had to take it, and it was the hardest pill to swallow because if I'm taking my power back, it means that I can create a new story, a new book, a new chapter, a new paragraph, a new setting. I can replace the characters, but I gotta put this in my hand. I don't know if y'all, I gotta put the pen in my
Mm-hmm.
hand. Oh,
The
yeah.
pen in your hand. Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. So many people are afraid to I guess to be accountable, to take the actions that it takes to help us go get through something. That's why they say we're going through it, because the things that happen to us is not meant for it to be a hindrance. I think it's to be meant to be a springboard to your next move. And one of my people that I work with, we have a saying that it's going to be big, because every time there's a lot of adversity that seems to come up, you should always just expect that this is going to be this overtaking blessing that's getting ready to knock you off your feet. That's why these adversities, I think, be so traumatic in our life, because you have to live to tell the story. Do you agree with that?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that specific one because that's the one. Let me first say how much I love you, Miss Wanda. You already know that. I want to disclose to the whole wide world that I love Miss Wanda so much. So the no pain, no gain, the how there's all these subliminal messages that says the more you struggle, the faster you're going to get to your purpose. And it's like a gray space right there. Pain does not equal purpose. It
Mhm.
does not equal purpose. I don't have to go through hell to get to heaven. And so, with all those messages that we're saturated every day, we'll get in the habit of making it hard and thinking hard is the confirmation.
Mhm.
Hard is not the confirmation. Struggle is not the confirmation. We're supposed to have joy, ease, happiness. That's our
Mhm.
natural state of being, not hard, struggle.
I love
So,
it. I love
yeah.
it. I love it. I love it. Somebody say teach. What's happening like today, and in this moment, women making history. That's what we do all the time. We make history. And I realized afterwards that the title should have been making her story, because that's what it is. She's making her story. And women, being that we are the nurturers, we tend to be the ones that always hold it together. We take that one chicken breast and we feed 5 or 6 people. We make money stretch. We do things, we make things happen that people would really look at and see as an impossibility. And one thing about it is, your life, I know you talked about it, and we're gonna get into it a little bit more in a few right now. But just your smile, you never stop smiling. I mean, I've seen videos of you when you before you had your reconstructive surgery, and you never stopped smiling. You was just working just as hard for the community, you know back then as you do it now. So that's just proves a point of there is what I believe called a destined assignment. No matter what we're going through, that assignment is not going to leave until we leave. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on. And I just want to ask you to hang on tight for a minute. I'm going to bring up our next guest. But you guys, if you're watching from wherever you are watching from, please hit that like button. Please hit that share button and drop a 2 down. If you know that Miss Nikki Purple has dropped some gems down, just go and drop that 2 down. You can look for her on all social media. She's doing some amazing TikTok videos now. I know I've been catching them. They're really really good. And like I said, she is what she says she is. She is all of that. She operates out of so many different modalities of business, to where all you need to do is just reach out to her and make some connections, and you certainly won't be disappointed. But Nikki Purple, thank you so much, sweetie. I'm just going to move you over to the side for a minute, and then we're going to come right back and chop it up some more. So, like I said, drop that two down. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, YouTube, Twitch for just being available to us. You know, the platforms. I always say technology is good until it's not. So we have to be thanking it when it's working good. We got to be thanking it because you know at any minute things could happen. It could change. So just say thank you, technology. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, this next guest that I'm going to bring to you is no stranger to media. I fell in love with her when I was at Instant Radio. We used to call her, I don't know if she knew it, but, you know, we used to call her the guy mama of Instant Radio because she was, you know, she was just the one. I think she was the first one there and everything else. But she added so much joy to my life. And I just anytime I sit and talk to her, I get blessed, you know, and that's what happens when women making history show up together, you know, and I think we all, like I said, we all are making our story. So, but when we show up together, you know, it should be a shift. Should definitely be a change in the atmosphere. You know, everyone should know that you were there and you had a purpose and that there was a destiny in you being there. And that's what this next phenomenal woman has done for so many people. You know, I'm talking about the one and only Miss Regina Sunshine, CEO of Regina Sunshine Global Network. Thank you so much, darling, for being here with us today. Hi. Are you enjoying the show so far?
I am. I feel so inspired. I had my pen out taking notes while these amazing women were speaking. You're right. They were dropping nuggets, and all of us can learn.
All of us can learn. And you know what's the beautiful part about it is when we all have that thirst to give and that thirst to serve, it seems like automatically we always learn and we always pass on those lessons to each other. So that's what I love about the people that are here with me today, because you all are always serving. You know, I would say if there's a great humanitarian award for service, the three of you will get that, because that's what you mean to me. Hey baby, I see that baby back there. The grandbaby. You can't get rid of them. I understand, it's
No,
okay.
no.
So Miss Regina Sunshine, I'm gonna move out the way so you can further introduce yourself to all of our guests here that are watching and waiting to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Wanda. I am so honored to be in this space with you and the other amazing women. Before I go any further, I have to tell you guys, the moment I met Wanda Hollis, it was like meeting this bright light, this beautiful soul, this amazing energy. And I think I was as drawn to her as maybe she was to me. Um, so thank you, Wanda. It's always a pleasure to be a part of anything that you're a part of. And yes, I am in grandmama mode too, Ms. Harris, as you can see, because I can't quite get away from him. But I am Regina Sunshine. I am the founder of Regina Sunshine Global Network. But before that, I'm also the founder of E-Wait. That was a women's empowerment organization founded by me and my baby sister, Pam Stanley. And E-Wait stands for Empowered Women Accountable to Each Other. And we started it off of an accountability system that we created with each other. I used to always tell people, my baby sister is exactly who I want to be when I grow up. And we came to this place where we felt like we weren't living on purpose. We weren't being the women God had created us to be. And we created this accountability system where we had to email each other every day what we had done on our to-do list that was moving us forward towards becoming the women that we were created to be. And I knew my little sister was going to get her stuff done. So I couldn't let my baby sister outdo me. And what we found was that we created a space that we knew other women could benefit from, having an accountability partner that loved you so much that she was not going to let you sit back and do less or be less than you were created to be. And that was our first company. And from there, we started our second company, Fiercely Sassy LLC. We call Fiercely Sassy the provision for the E-Wait vision. It was a motivational t-shirt and clothing line that carried the spirit and the message of E-Wait. And E-Wait's message was, we'll help you get your sassy back. But from there, this is the company that everybody knows now, Regina Sunshine Global Network. We got to a place where everyone was telling me that Regina Sunshine was what we needed to pull all the other companies. I was so comfortable not being the face, not being the one out front. But my sister Pam was like, you're going to have to run ahead so you can bring all this other things up with you. And so we founded Regina Sunshine Global Network. It's multifaceted. We have a media division where we produce positive, community building, life affirming programming, from talk shows to game shows. And actually, right now, we've been in talks with a major network. I can't release the name, but if I said, you guys would all know, to create our very first reality show for Awesome Girls. And I'll talk more about Awesome Girls in a second, but I'm so excited about the opportunity to take the message of positivity and love that our girls bring to the world to the entire globe. So that is one aspect of Regina Sunshine Global Network. And then we have our motivation area where we carry motivational content like books. And we also offer coaching and classes, anywhere from motivational speaking coaching to talk show host coaching, to actually what has become the number one thing we're offering right now, which is writing coaching. We started publishing, which my sister Pam was in the background here walking around, because she says, you asked me to do one more thing, Regina. Yeah, I have to say this before I go any further. Everybody needs a Pam. And that's somebody who will come in behind you with your dream, your vision, be that vision carrier, who will run hard, who will work hard for you and allow you to really live your dreams. My sister Pam's an accountant. She handles all the business, all the paperwork, all the IRS stuff, so that I can just run ahead and be who God has called me to be. She takes the burdens off of me and allows me to really excel and run. That partnership between us has given me a space in my life where I can truly live out my dreams. And I'm so thankful to my sister Pam. So I had to pause and say that. But one of the things we've started doing now is publishing. I mean, we've been publishing our own Awesome Girl books in-house, but now we started publishing outside authors. And that has been the biggest blessing, to create this space where women can tell their stories, but you hold their hands along the way and begin to empower them so that they're able to live in the world when the book shows up. There are a lot of people who have great stories and they want to write a book, but they're afraid because they don't want to live in the same world where that book exists. So there's this book where they tell their story and they tell names and they tell all types of things that they've been keeping a secret. And now once the world knows, they've got to be able to be in this space where they are okay with the world knowing their secrets. And so one of the things we offer is this step by step. We'll hold your hand, we'll coach you, we'll pour into you so that you can build yourself up, so that when the book is here, you don't dig a hole and bury it in your backyard because you are scared to be in the same space with it. And that has been so rewarding. When our first author launched her first book, 5 women in that meeting contacted me immediately and said, I want the same thing. I have a story I want to tell, but I've been afraid for the world to know, and then for me to be able to walk around the world with people knowing. And so I'm so excited about the publishing end. And then the thing that has kind of taken over my life and it's run ahead of me, the Awesome Girl Academy. You know, I started the Awesome Girls as an award show to honor girls that aren't normally honored. You know, in schools, our girls are honored for academics and athletics. But what about the girls that are great entrepreneurs and are, you know, inventors or great community service? What about these girls? And I created this award show where we honor girls for being exactly who God created them to be. Girls who are living in their purpose, who are thriving in exactly their gift. And from there, we launched our very first Awesome Girl book. We had 25 girl authors all telling the stories about why they believed they were awesome girls. Well, we are now on our 4th book. And it's such a beautiful thing to give these girls an opportunity to tell their stories, but also to add published author to their scholarship applications and to their resumes. And now they get to go out into the world and have a tool that assists them in getting through doors that maybe they didn't get through before, because now they have published author by their name. And so we are so excited about the 4th book that's coming out. It is the You're All That Art affirmation book. Wanda's grandbaby is in this book with us. And I have to tell you, this Awesome Girl project is running ahead of me. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it. It is in a space now where I know in 5 years we'll have our first brick and mortar Awesome Girl Academy. We are going to start an all-girl school where the whole purpose is to teach girls how to live in their purpose, how to find careers and things that you do with your entire life that are all about purpose. So we're not going to chase money, baby. We're not going to chase other people's approval. What we're going to chase is your purpose in the earth. And that will be what the whole school is wrapped around. So, that's a little bit about me. I'm an author, I do some other stuff too, but I'm going to pause on
You
that
are
note. And
amazing.
again, thank you, Wanda, for letting me be here.
Well, you're absolutely amazing. And I could see in our green room the guests that are just shaking their heads. Like it's like everybody's just like, yep, that's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So I just want to ask you this one question before I bring the other ladies up. What gives you your motivation?
There are a couple of things. The first thing that comes to mind immediately is my mother and my grandmother. Their sacrifices. My mother always told me that I was beautiful and smart and amazing, and I can do anything I wanted to. And so when I walked out into the world and I was faced with opposition that said I couldn't, my first thought was, but my mama said that I could. And the way she and my grandmother loved me and gave me everything they possibly could to make sure that I could live my dreams is a huge motivation because I can't let them down. What they poured into me cannot be wasted. Number two, when you know what your purpose is in the earth, it makes it easier to face the things you have to face in life. And when I fully accepted that Regina Sunshine, and that's what I call her, the her I was chasing my whole life, when I fully accepted who she was and what her purpose was in the earth, that keeps me motivated. So when I'm facing the things like me and my family are facing right now, my father had, major strokes a couple, almost 2 months ago now. And we have this turmoil going on in our family and so many other things. The thing that I'm reminded of is I still have purpose in the earth. And so I go and I do the things I'm purposed to do, and it gives me strength to face the things that I have to face. So those two things definitely keep me motivated.
And I certainly can relate to that. I'm getting chill bumps by you saying that because I know that our purpose is what holds us up when all of those adversities is coming at us because I remember the time where I just wanted to get on the couch and just like ball up, but it was just that knot rattling in my heart just kept saying, but you have purpose, but you have purpose, but you have purpose. And that's what carries us. And that's that's why you are here today, being a woman making history, because you're definitely making history. I love what you're doing with the girls. And why the girls? I know you, because I know you worked with men and boys and young kings and old kings, but what's the sweet, passionate spot about working with these girls, with these awesome girls?
Well, my sister and I, our first organization, E-Wait, was a women's empowerment organization. I've always been drawn to working with women. And the thing that is special about our girls is I recognize if we can reach them early and have the right conversations now about who you are and why you're here, then I don't have to have the same conversation with you at 50. So we can go ahead and address these things early. Go ahead and let you know how amazing you are, how fearfully and wonderfully made you are, that the seeds of greatness are inside of you now. And so you start making better decisions. So we don't have to talk about, 40 years from now, why you're still choosing the wrong men, because we're going to help you now at 14 recognize how awesome you are, that any man that wants to be in your space has to earn the right to be in your space, baby, and that you deserve the best from any man that shows up in your life. So then you make better decisions. And like I said, so now you have a better life. And so that whole thing, just seeing some of the decisions and choices, and especially the low self-image I see in so many women, makes me passionate about what I do with girls, because I don't want them to live out the same thing that I'm seeing women so much older than them living out. Let's go ahead and nip this in the bud now. Let's stop these generational curses now. Let's go ahead and get it right now, so we don't have to do it 20 years from now.
I love it. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. That's one thing about when you are that intent, that when your intentions is that powerful on what you're doing and who you're serving, there is no way that you're going to miss the mark. There's no way. And you just gotta hold on through everything that comes your way to try to knock you down. You gotta just hold on. That has to be like, your why has to have 50 reasons to your why. It has to be like 50 reasons to our why, because one reason is not going to be enough. One reason is not going to hold us on, because that adversity, it will come and it will knock you totally off your feet, put you on your back. I like Les Brown said, like, when you land on you, when you get knocked down, just land on your back so you can look up, so you can get
That's
up.
right.
In the words of the great Les Brown. So we like to thank you, Regina. You are so awesome, and I want to just thank you again and again and again for just the platforms that you provide for people, for rolling out those platforms and allowing women and men to stand on them and holding them accountable as you do, and just helping helping them reach their God-given purposes and destiny. So I just want to thank you for that. I'm gonna bring on the other ladies so we can continue this conversation, because now it's about to get super juicy, super juicy. Welcome again, I'm gonna have to give y'all some names. Y'all gonna be called my love bug angels of the I Am Enough talk show. How y'all like that? Ladies, I just want to again just reaffirm, you all are here by no accident. And as I was building, because I have a little secret to tell you. I have this list, and I look through it, and I put down people's names that I believe are worthy of the recognition and worthy of the praise, and also that are so driven, because we all go through things. And like, I think it was you, Nikki, that you said, when you were going through all of the things that you were going through, you still kept serving. And I can relate to that so much, because we go through so much and most people don't know it. And because you are so strong, it's hard for people to identify when you're weak or when you don't feel as strong. So I want to just throw this first question out to all of you. I want to give you all time to answer it. Who are the people in your life that gives you that strength? When you're at your weakest point in life. Who is that for you, Dr. Harris?
My mother. Even when she's not in my presence, her presence always exists in me, because like Regina, my mother has been the pillar of my life. Like, all of the things that she went through, with witnessing my grandfather shooting my grandmother. And then, she was the oldest girl out of 9 children. She was the only girl for 10 years. And then the last child out of 9 children was her younger sister. So she was the only really woman in the house besides my grandmother. And that strength that she carries is unmatchable. Even to this day, while I'm here in Georgia, one of my children just moved here recently, but before, it was always at least 2 of my children that's going back and forth to Ohio. My mother is their grandmother, but she's also been in place as their mother when it comes to being there when I'm not able to be there. My mother has been, she just always had this radiance about her that kept me understanding how strong that I had to be. Not strong in a way that somebody's forcing you to, just be this strong person and not deal with life, but the strength that encourages you that no matter what happens around you or even to you, you still have a strength to carry on. So it is definitely my mother. And then, of course, because many are called and few are chosen. When I developed my relationship with the Most High, the Most High allowed me to understand my purpose and what it is that and why I went through the things that I went through. It wasn't for a pity party, but it was for me to be able to relate to things that other people have went through. And, Regina's mission is the women. My mission is the entire family. And the reason why is because our families are so broken and dysfunctional. That motivates me too, just to know that we still have a chance to get back to where we used to be as Black families.
Awesome, awesome. Nikki Purple, take that question and give me your answer to who is it that in your life that gives you that strength when you're down and out. Uh-oh, you're muted. Hold on, Queen.
Oh Lord, thank you.
Uh-oh. Queen, can you unmute on your end? You're muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep, that's good.
Three versions, EPLP, and that other P. I forgot the name of it. So the first one is going to be my sister. We're like on color purple. You know, me and my sister, like, and she my little sister. So she's me, my sister, my T, and ain't no ocean. Yeah. So you see, I'm so proud of my sister. She's my best friend. Now, the second answer to that is my three children. They are my mentors. Les Brown is my mentor for my three kids. They are really my mentors. They're my blueprint for my business because it's always, Mommy, you said, Mommy, you said at 8 o'clock, remember you was on the phone talking to Aunt Sarah? Remember you said you was going to, it's always very much in detail. So they hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta really thank my kids for a lot of the growth that I had. And then the last one is I'm gonna say every disadvantage, flipping that to my advantage. No one rejected me. It's flipping. Sometimes we go through things in life. We can say it's rejection, or we can say it's protection. We can say it's a detour. I'm still going to get to my destination, but because of this detour, I got more out of my journey, my experience. It pulled out something that I didn't even know what was in me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. And you talk about those children. It's amazing how our children do become that biggest mirror in our life. After we go through telling them what to do and trying to show them the way, and then they flip it back on us and say, "Well, you didn't do what you said you was gonna do, or why you not doing it? You didn't."
That's the first mirror I see before I go to the bathroom.
That's just a great thing. Miss Sunshine, what is your answer to that question of when you're this strong person, everybody sees you as being strong, who is that person that you can lean on or go to when you're not feeling your 100%?
Well, I have to echo what these two amazing women have said. For me, it's my family. I tell people all the time, I don't know what it feels like to have a family that doesn't support you, that doesn't, root for you, that doesn't do everything they can to assist you. Nikki, I'm one of 5 girls, and at least 3 or 4 times a day, me and my sisters and my mom are all on video chat together. And people are like, y'all talk all the time. We talk all the time. And it's blessing me that that's a space where I can just be Regina. I don't have to be Regina Sunshine. I don't have to be everything that I'm trying to be for everybody. I'm just their sister. I'm just my mother's daughter. And, it even goes back to like this last week. I had a speaking engagement in Greenwood, South Carolina, but because of everything that was going on in my family with my dad and everything else, I wanted to cancel. And my sisters and my son and my mother, they were like, go do what you're purposed to do. We'll handle everything else. My sisters came and scooped up my grandson so so my son could do what he needed to do. The whole family came together so that I could be where I needed to be and do what I was supposed to do. And even when I was live streaming my speaking engagement, my sister Pam hops on and she's like, when you get done, go take a nap. They're looking out for me, making sure I'm okay, right? The sis, you're not doing too much. So these are the people that pour into me. And without them, there is no me. I tell people, you see me, but you don't see the village that's coming with me, that's riding with me every time you see me, because they're handling everything else so I can be here. So they encourage me, pick me up. They tell me the truth about me. Right there, right? They tell me the truth about me, and they give me everything I need to keep going. And as well as also my relationship with God. From a very early age, I think I remember Dr. Harris saying this. I always knew I was different. I always knew there was something about me that was different from everybody else. I always felt like I was an alien. Harris, like I didn't belong here, you know. And from a very early age, I had such a strong spiritual connection, being able to hear from him, being able to know, who I was and where I was supposed to be. And I'm continually reminded by him of who I am, and that keeps me motivated.
Wow, that is awesome. I want to ask this, and this is another trivial question. If you had only 10 days to live, what would you do with them? Nikki Purple, you can take that first.
I'm ready.
So I got 10. Is that 10
10.
and a half days, 10 and some minutes, hours, or just 10 days?
You just got straight 10 days. I didn't
Okay.
do the math on how many hours that is.
Okay. All right, so 10 days. If I had 10 days, I would spend those 10 days. I would say I would spend those 10 days with my family and traveling all over the world, sharing my message, because I have a message that nobody else has on planet Earth. That message, which is more important than the title, is still beautiful. We describe something called broken. I'm broken. I remember at one time I wanted to call my first book Broken, Cradle, Still Colored. But then when you go to the book, the good book, it says we are wonderfully and beautifully made. So I'm not broken. So there's no need for me to identify with me being broken or missing this, missing that, and the 45 steps to get back to me, the journey and process, and how to get back to who I used to be or who I am not. So I would share the message of being still beautiful, regardless of the person, the circumstance, the situation. Because when people live as if they're missing something, then they're really not alive. They're just existing. And what a life is there to just be existing and not be fully alive?
Wow. Wow.
So that's what I would do with my 10 days.
Your 10 days.
Yeah, she talks about the bag lady, carrying all those bags.
Absolutely. 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 Who would like to go next? Jump in there.
I'll jump in. When Nikki started talking about the trip, I was already on the plane with you, because I was thinking immediately, my family, because they have sacrificed so much for me to be on the mission I've been on. I scoop everybody up. Let's go. I'm not sure what I've been wanting to go to the Maldives, but I would scoop everybody up and take them on the trip of a lifetime, something that we go create like the best memories ever, because everyone is sacrificing so much for so many things that happen in the community and with the people I work with. I would love to pour back into them. Take those 10 days and say, listen, for all the sacrifices, for all the things you do that the people out front don't see y'all doing behind the scenes, we're just gonna go out celebrating you. And that's for me what it would be.
Awesome. Awesome. Dr. Harris.
I'm sitting here calculating the days because my approach would be, I think, just a little bit different. I do have 6 children and I have 15 grandchildren and counting. So a few of those days would definitely be dedicated to family. But then the other days, I would have to find out, what is my assignment before I leave this earth? What can I do to make the Creator proud of me as I go out? Whose life am I supposed to be a part of? Who am I supposed to speak to? Who am I supposed to encourage? Who am I supposed to honor before I leave here? I mean, it's really crazy, because I was sitting here thinking, so when you asked me, oh, the next person go, I'm like, I'm still on the 2nd day and the 3rd day, and now, okay, the 4th day, I will have to do this, and the 5th day, because all I want to do in this lifetime is complete the mission that I was born for. And so those who have encountered me over time, I would give them and I'm talking about my personal DNA family. But then I also understand that I also have a family outside of my DNA. And these are the people that I've been assigned to. And so I just want to complete my assignment before I leave this earth. Whatever it is, if I had 10 days and if I could choose, because we don't know the day or the hour,
Oh,
but if I
absolutely.
could choose in those 10 days,
Mhm.
it would be, who am I supposed to, encounter before I leave this
Mhm.
earth?
I love it. I love it. You all are so beautiful. I just want to read one of the comments that came through, and it says, this was from Jonathan W. Fields. He said, I am loving this positive sisterhood. More men should tune in and educate themselves about real women's visions, missions, and mentorship. So we just want to
Mm-hmm.
say thank you, Jonathan, for understanding why we are here, because it's definitely, I think what he said summarizes what we are all talking about, our visions, our missions, and our mentorships, because we all are touching people along the way. Ladies, this has been such a great conversation, and I need a part two. So I'm gonna have people call you and bug you and get you all, because you all have to come back as a package together, because there's so many intertwining things that's going on. But I do want to know
Absolutely.
this. I always take a moment to write down a fitting quote for whatever topic of discussion, and today's quote is this. I can't think of a better representation of beauty than someone who is unafraid to be
Oh,
herself. That is
Wow.
from Emma Stone.
love
So
that.
I want you to just kind of say that privately in your mind, and
Mm.
then share a reflection of what that statement, what that quote kind of like, how does it resonates with your spirit or with your soul? Because when I first heard it, when I was doing my research and getting ready for the show, and when I said, okay, this is the quote, because to me, um we have to be unafraid to be ourselves. This is how Nikki walked up into getting listings without even being listed on the market. This is how she breaks all of the stereotypes and the barriers that people put before her. This is how Dr. Angela can get knocked down, but yet bounces back up like that, like that pop up doll. This is how, to me, this is why Regina Sunshine can smile even though there's a lot of crying going on. Like,
Yeah.
this right here is what I think. But for me, this I can't think of a better representation of beauty than someone who is unafraid to be herself. So anybody want to take on that first reflection and share that with us?
I would.
I'll go
Oh, go ahead.
ahead. Well,
Pause
well,
for us.
the thing that came to mind immediately was a conversation I had with my mother when I was in the seventh grade. As you know, I mentioned before when Dr. Harris talked about just feeling different, never feeling like you quite like everybody else. I was sitting, in my grandmother's front yard, which is interesting. I'm in my grandmother's house. My sisters and I got together and bought my grandmother's house last year to keep it in the family. And we were sitting in this front yard in the car with my mother, and I told her, I said, Mama, I'm so tired of being different than everybody else. I just want to be normal. I'm crying thinking about it. I said, I just want to be like everybody else. And she said to me, baby, you're not like everybody else. She said, God created you to be different for a purpose. She said, you might not know what it is right now. She said, but one day you'll figure all of that out. And I remember that to this day, I remember that. And she told me something that I told you recently, Wanda. She said, Regina, she said, when you show up, the atmosphere should change. When you walk into a room, whatever was going on before you got there should get better. She says, and until you fully recognize that this is a part of what you are in the earth, she says, you'll always feel like this. She said, but one day you'll know. Let me tell you something. The beauty of having a mother who very early in life recognized that there was something different in me and embraced that and didn't allow me to be like everybody else and didn't allow me to compromise who I was and helped me to figure out that it was okay to be me and to unapologetically be Regina is what has been beautiful in my life. And so when I heard that quote, that's what I thought of. And if my mama, if you're watching, I don't know if you are or not, if you see this later, I thank God for you because everything I am today is because you believed in me. and you love me and you encourage me to be just who I am. And I'm so thankful for you.
So thankful. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Love you
Yes.
too,
Yes.
Woo!
Miss
Yes.
Regina.
Pass the tissues.
Yes,
Yes. That's
I got you
such
right here,
such
Miss Regina. I got you. You know, your
such
girl
such
got you. Got it right here.
such such the good stuff that we learn when we keep living. Um, anyone else would like to share their reflection of what this how this quote resonates with you?
So I hear Miss Wanda. I'm just gonna quote some different things real fast, so I don't take too much time. The first one is loving yourself is the greatest revolution. It's everything. Um, I can't start with somebody else. Everything started with me. That's not being selfish. That's just what it is. This is my foundation. So everything starts with me. The second thing is being yourself is the answer to all things. It's finding and returning. That's the process. It's anxiety. It makes me tired just to even think about it. As
Mm-hmm.
soon as I hear somebody come up with that conversation, well, Nikki, I got it. What? No, I got to put my shoes on and I got to go. I got to walk out the door. What? Oh no, Nicole, you got to get. And I ain't got enough. What? I got everything I need. I already have it. So finding and returning is a process of getting there and not being there yet. When we have these conversations, what someone is really telling you is that you're not there yet. And it's up to you, the individual, to realize that. Are you going to agree with that perspective, that opinion? Or are you going to know? We're not talking about a feeling, but no, I am already there. I am it. You know how you play the game, Duck, Goose, you it? I'm it. It's green light for me. I don't know what your sign shows, but it's green light over here. So, and then last and not least, I just want to say that sometimes we can be like a like a we could be waging like having a war inside of our head, and sometimes we need to get out of our head because we think too much. We're thinking about our choices that we made, but your choices, they're not you. Your choices are not you. Your circumstances are not you, and your experiences are not you. You are who you are right now.
Mm-hmm. So staying in that moment. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. The quote of the day. I can't think of any better representation of beauty than someone who is unafraid to be herself. That's by Emma Stone. Dr. Harris, how does that resonate with you?
Um, I'm there with Regina. There's two quotes that I remember my mother saying when I was younger. The first one is she used to always tell me that I have crazy faith. And that's before I even knew that I had faith. She always tell me that anything you say, you believe that it's gonna happen. Girl, that's some crazy faith. And I never knew no other kind of faith to have but that, because I always believed that even though I didn't see things, I know that it can happen. The other one is she always told me, because I used to cry to my mom sometimes. I used to tell her, Mom, I do everything for everybody. I just love people. I help people. Why don't nobody do these things for me? And she told me, she said, the heart that you have, everyone does not have that heart. And remember always that God judges you by your heart. You have to just continue to be who you are and not worry about what other people do. You can't change nobody but you. So my quote that coincides with that quote, if it is to be, it's up to me. And I tell people that all the time, because we have to understand that our accountability, our responsibility, and our action has to be in alignment with the mission that God created us for. If it is to be, it's up to me. Nobody else can do what you do but you. The people that's around you, they come to complete the puzzle. The people that you go around, you come to complete their puzzle. But your responsibility and your accountability and your actions, that's on you. If it is to be, it's up to me.
Beautiful. I want y'all to put y'all hands together. That is my awesome bell. And that is for these awesome women here. So I want everybody to just put their hands together. Women, y'all too. Y'all gotta put y'all hands together for yourself. For yourself. Gotta get that. You all have blessed my life so it's filled. I tell you, it's filled up. I'm running over. I'm definitely. You fed me. The three of you have definitely fed my soul today. Kindred spirits, I think, definitely have connected today. And as everybody watches this show, whether you're watching it now live or you come back and watch it later, I just want you to put down what this show has been about for you. You know, how has this moved you? Leave us some comments to where our guests can go back and read those comments. And if you have any specific questions for any of these ladies, then please shoot them a message. Follow them. You can look them up. Follow them on all social media platforms and anything that any way that you feel like you need to connect with them. And I hope that you mentioned that you saw them on the I Am Enough talk show. Anybody have anything coming up right away that they want to announce? Please let the people know what you have coming up. Dr. Harris, were you raising your hand?
Yes, yes.
Go right
So
ahead.
we have a lot of things coming up, but the main thing that I'm going to mention, we are on the 23rd of April. We are doing a fundraising luncheon for our school, the Principles of Blackness Cultural and Wellness Academy. And then in June, we have a whole 7 days of festivities the week of Juneteenth, going out of Juneteenth to create a new tradition to not only focus on the things of Juneteenth, but focus on our aftermath, what we have to do after the fact. And so we have a lot of amazing things. One of them is a conference that God gave me a while ago. He said, but delayed, but not denied. And it's called the Divine Order of Family. The man, the head, the protector, the woman, the rib, the provider, the child, the seed, the manifestation. Bring back our families. We got to get our families back in order. Everybody focus on the community, but our families is what make up the community. So we have to start doing things and getting to the root of the issue. The first root is self-love. So we have to learn how to love us, and then we have to rebirth our families so that our communities can heal. So yes, on April 23rd at my facility, the BPU Epic Center, we will be having that luncheon. And then on in June, from June, I believe the 15th through the 22nd, we will be having a 7-day event, and it's going to be amazing. At that event, we will be launching our Techno Hub. We will be launching our Life Skills Center and our small business, Black Small Business Association as well. So I'm very excited. Thanks and kudos again to my life coach, my business coach, and my executive director of my organization, Coach Siku Obadiah. You know, sometimes God will send you great people, and he has been sending me great people on a daily. And Regina, I just want to say to you, girl, there's been so many opportunities for us to hook up, and we have not done it. There is no excuse from this point forward. Nikki was just on the bus with me going to Selma, so we already got to encounter one another, but it's more powerful. This women's conference need great women to speak. So make sure that you get in contact with me, okay?
Awesome. And Dr. Harris, do me a favor in the private chat if you want to leave the best way for people to connect with you. Put it in the private chat so then I could display that. So you could put that there. Who wants to go next for what they have coming up here? If you'd like to do that.
I'll
Okay.
do next. So currently I'm working on, and let me say this, I love Tyler Perry. I've done business with him. So no disrespect to Tyler Perry. He's doing a lot of great work here in Georgia. But I'm working on something called the Diary of a Liberated Woman. A lot of stereotypes, and again, for me, it's about smashing these stereotypes so we can come back home to self. So with the Diary of a Liberated Woman is showing just all of who we are and all that we do. You don't just do one thing. You're not just one thing. There's many sides. There's many roles that you play. So it's the Diary of a Liberated Woman. Also, when I'm doing up under the Diary of the Liberated Woman, I'm doing in regards to niche. I kind of talked earlier about a niche. So when it comes to the niche, it's almost like for people who struggle with narrowing down their niche, it's I'm doing something where I'm showing people that their niche is them. So for me, my niche is me. For whoever's listening to this, the niche is you. So your niche can be yourself. And whatever you do will come all up under there. So instead of going narrow, we're going wide. That has always been my success. Go against the grain, rule breaker, break the glass ceiling, and that has given me success in everything that I've ever done. So for people who want to reach out to me about their niche and don't want to niche down, they feel restricted, feel like somebody kind of put you in a box, and you wasn't made for a box. That is what I'm working on right now.
Awesome. And the same thing, Nikki, if you have any way for people to contact you and you want them to know about it, just drop it down in the private chat. Miss Regina Sunshine.
Well, three things I want to mention. Dr. Harris, I will be contacting you. Say that now. Next Saturday, 10 a.m., and I think Wanda has been sharing the link on the screen. We will have the launch of the fourth Awesome Girl book, the You're All That Girl art affirmation book. It is on Zoom. Like I said, Wanda's grandbaby is one of our artists. I'm so excited. Each of these girls will get the opportunity to introduce themselves and talk about, their dreams and everything else, which I think is always a beautiful thing for other girls to see them, right, doing these things. And so we're so excited. That's next Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Wanda's been sharing the Eventbrite link. You can actually go to Eventbrite and search for Awesome Girls, and it should come up. But we are so excited about the fourth book in the Awesome Girl book series. And then following up right to that in May, I will be releasing my next book, which is called Chasing Sunshine, Finding Peace and Progress Through Purpose. And the whole book is my teaching or my coaching on purpose. I tell people all the time, your purpose is already inside of you. Most people just need help drawing it out and figuring out what it is. And so the coaching that I use to coach people through that process of digging within and figuring that out is what this whole new book is about. I will share my personal story, all the challenges I went through and struggles to figuring out who Sunshine was, because we're all chasing something, right? And that's who I was chasing my whole life. And I caught her. I caught her. And so this book, Chasing Sunshine, will be released in May. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, I just ask everyone to pray with me and stand with me and believe with me for our Awesome Girl project and everything that's happening with these girls. Like I said, we'll begin shooting the Awesome Girl reality show this year. And we've got, like I said, a major network that is interested in this project. And what an opportunity to show the world what our girls can do and who they are and how amazing they are. My thing with the Awesome Girl books and the project is this. If one other little girl sees the stories, right, or sees the books, and she identifies that there's another girl that's like her, there's another girl that has the same dreams that she has, and if that girl's an awesome girl, what does that say about me? I'm an awesome girl too. And so the opportunity to take this positive platform and take it on a global level where girls around the world be reached and they'll be able to know they're awesome girls is something I'm really excited about. So that's it for now. Wanda, again, thank you for everything. And everybody can follow me at reginasunshine.com. All my social media is there. You can connect to my YouTube from there. One stop shop, reginasunshine.com.
And that's the way to do it. Thank you so much. So again, I'm just going to do a quick recap. If you're looking for more information from Dr. Angela Harris, please follow her at the global. At her website is streaming, and then you can get in contact with her. Send her an email. I didn't put your phone number, Doc, because I didn't want to. I want them to send you an email.
Oh, it's online. It's online. So
okay, so good. But they can send you an email. Then that way you can start in the communication. In this Atlanta market, she's great, a great person to get to know. And also you can go to her facility, take a tour. They have so much going on there. So I wanted to show you that information. And then too, with Nikki Purple, you can find her on social media, on what's your preferences, Instagram.
Yeah.
And what is it
It's who is Nikki Purple,
who
WHOISNICKY Purple.
Okay, let me just grab that right quick. Guys, I just want to thank you for hanging with us. I know we went over a little bit, but that's what happens when you put all this power in the room together. You just can't, this wasn't, this was our guys' plan. I don't make no apologies for it, but this is definitely who this honor goes to. So I am, just bear with me one quick second. Go ahead, Dr. Harris.
Okay, yeah, I just want to say one last thing because I'm getting lynched in my text messages right now. I did forget to mention that I am curating a book that has 25 authors, and it is called The Epiphany of Loving Myself. The theme is When Did I Learn to Love Me? And our launch for that book, for the author reveal, is going to be on April the 21st. So we're going to have our Soulful Thursdays at BPU along with our launch, just to let people know who our authors are. But I can tell you that I have some really, really amazing authors teaching us and telling us how they learn how to love themselves. So it's a very, very amazing book that's going to be released very, very soon. I'm so excited about that. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's awesome. And like I said, if you just take time to connect with them offline, then you can follow along as they are making history. I want y'all to put your hands together because y'all have done such amazing work. And for our viewers watching us, if this has been just super powerful, super awesome, super just everything great that you can think of and say, I need you to put a 3 down in that comment section on Facebook. Put a 3 down there in YouTube if you're watching from YouTube, and give us a big shout out if you're watching from Twitch. Ladies, you have absolutely made this last show of the month. This is our Women's Month celebration. You are definitely making stories and you're bringing dreams to life. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate every single thing that you do. My hope is for the light to just keep shining on you so brightly, for you to make through all the adversities, and if it don't kill you, just continue to making it happen. And even if you cross over to the other side, I know you're going to be showing out over there. So I just want to thank our sponsor again and that is the National Black Mastermind Group. They're actually doing something amazing coming up here very soon, so please check them out. This community does help the entrepreneur get the funding that they need, and that's what a lot of us struggle with in business, is getting that funding that we need to fund these dreams. So please, I just want to thank our sponsor for today. And guys, I want to thank all of you for watching the show today. It has been amazing. I am your host, Wanda D, the Motivational Queen. If ever you want somebody to serve your platform, whether it's to host your event or to help launch your business, to celebrate you in life however you want to, I believe that all dreams deserve a platform, and I am here to serve you and to serve you well, to serve you from my overflow, to serve you from my heart, to serve you from my head. I thank you for joining us today. This has been an amazing show. Follow us next in a couple of weeks. We'll come back to you, and we're going to be doing a show called Eat to Heal. This show is all about the foods that we take in, in the things that we should not take in, what it does to us, and how to reverse some of the diseases that are in our body that have taken affliction in our lives. We want to talk about how we can heal, not medicate, not push it under the rug, but truly healing, because I know that there is healing in what we eat. There's healing in the words that come out of our mouth. There's healing in what we hold in our hearts. So this show that's coming up on the 10th will be as as just as powerful as today's show. We are not going to cut corners when it comes to our healing, because we cannot prosper if we don't heal. And so I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you, ladies, for holding me accountable and for keeping me strong as you do all the time. And to our guests, we say keep winning, keep being amazing, because you deserve it. I'm your host, Wanda D. Hollis, signing out. Mwah. Love you.